So you're just starting out on your financial journey. You're trying hard to budget and save and plan for your future. And here we are telling you to give some of it away. It's easy to think that you're losing time and money when you give to others. This is simply not true. When you give your time or money, you're actually winning in so many ways.
Money is important, but people are more important. Being wealthy is not an end. It is a means to an end, and that means helping people. Andrew Carnegie said, "Wealth is a sacred trust to be managed for the good of others." The truth is, when you hold your money with a clenched fist, it destroys your relationships. You end up placing more value on money than people, and it's not long before your loved ones feel rejected. If you know someone like this, well, you know what it feels like. So decide right now to put people first. When you hold your money with an open hand, life looks a lot different. It may take a little longer to reach your financial goals, but you're investing it in something far more valuable. And the weird thing is, you probably hit your financial goals earlier because you become a better person in the process. When you give, you impact a person's life permanently. You never know what that gift means to the person that's in need. Those results last longer than you could possibly imagine, much longer than your memory of giving does. And it certainly lasts longer than the happy feeling you get when you spend money on yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, it's okay to spend money on yourself. Just make sure you spend money to help other people as well. You need another reason to give? Well, it's just plain fun. You don't believe me? Well, try it. It's a blast. Start experimenting in little ways. Leave a $20 tip for the single mom waitress at the local diner this weekend. Pay for the movie tickets of the person behind you in line and sneak off to watch their reaction when they don't have to pay. Giving catches people off guard, and you can watch their defenses and their stresses just melt away. It's awesome. The best part is you don't need a lot of money to help others. You just need to be willing to start. As a Christian, I give 10% of my income to my local church. You could start with 10%. 10% is not bad out of each paycheck. If that's too much, then just give what you can. You don't have any money to give? Hey, no problem. Give some of your time, your talent, your energy. There's plenty of nonprofits out there that need folks to do simple tasks, whether it's soup kitchens, youth mentoring programs, community construction projects, you know what they are. Or if you want more of a challenge, you can actually match your specific talents with a job that needs to be done. That way, you get to move in your strengths. The point is, you can give. Bottom line, the measure of a person is not how much money they make, it's how they use the money, including how they help others.
Have you ever heard of the Rockefellers? You know, Rockefeller Center in New York with the skating rink, the big Christmas tree, the crazy gold statue? Yeah, that's all them. Well, John D. Rockefeller was a businessman in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and he had a lot of money. Now, you might think that Rockefeller was only remembered for having lots of money, but you'd be wrong. It's what he did with his money that we remember him by generations later. Rockefeller was so much more than a rich man. He spent the last 40 years of his life as a philanthropist, giving away money that made huge progress in education, medicine, and scientific research. He also gave generously to churches, built hospitals and colleges, and was even well known for handing out money to people as he walked down the street. Now, it's easy for you and me to hear about Rockefeller and think, well, of course he dropped thousands like it was nothing. He was a billionaire. But the cool thing is we can start now, even if we don't have a lot of money. And it's not only that we can, but we should. Right now, your income is probably small. It's more money than you used to have, but it's less money than you're gonna make one day. The temptation is to think, well, my check is so small. I don't really need a plan for spending, saving, and giving. I've just had enough to have fun with my friends and buy some stuff I want. But Rockefeller really understood the importance of starting small. In fact, did you know that he gave out of his first paycheck, which was only $1.50? He continued to give as his salary grew into hundreds, thousands, and eventually millions. He practiced giving even when he didn't have a lot of money. So it was easy to keep giving when he had a ton. By starting where we are today, we build character for the future. Where are you today? Maybe you have a part-time job. Maybe you babysit or mow lawns. Or maybe your parents give you an allowance. If money passes through your hands, no matter how small the amount, you can begin building your character. It might seem tough to give away a couple of bucks if you just got 20, but trust me, giving away $100 when you have 1,000 is even harder if you haven't been practicing the act of giving. Giving away $100, $1,000, or even $1 million might sound crazy, but here's why it's not. Rockefeller's firm commitment to handling money well from day one enabled him to leave a lasting impact on our world for generations to come. As his income grew, his character grew right along with it, and his life was more fulfilled. He is still remembered for all the good that he did.
Brett is calling. He's a sophomore, 19 years old, a sophomore in college, Cheyenne, Wyoming calling. Hey, Brett, how are you, man?
Hey, Dave, I'm good. I get that I'm supposed to save money for tuition and my emergency fund, but if I'm trying to save money, why should I give it away?
Why should you do charitable giving while you're trying to accomplish your goals of saving and investing and living my life and paying my tuition? That's a really, really good question. My friend Rabbi Daniel Lapin, who's an Orthodox Jewish rabbi, reminds us that almost all of our opportunities in life come through people. In other words, you're going to get your raises, you're going to get your jobs, you're going to get your promotions, you're going to make sales, you're going to do whatever it is you do in life with people. And guess who people respond well to? Good, generous, spirited, giving people. When you give, you build your giving muscle, and your giving muscle makes you a better person. And better people have a tendency to win. And so you're becoming less jerkified when you give. You become a better person. And so be a giver because it changes the spirit of who you are, and that tends to open up opportunities. Let me give you a minor example. I would suggest to you that if you're a giving person and as a part of your life you've committed to be a giver and you are physically giving money away, that it will change somehow the way you even interact with a professor. Might change a grade. Who do you think professors like to help? Smart people? No, they do help smart people, but they also help people who smile, engage them, look them in the eye, shake their hand with a firm handshake, introduce themselves, see the professor during office hours. All of these things can have a big bearing on your grade. If you don't know that yet, I just gave you another tip. So all of that has to do with you being a likable person, and when you give, you're more likable. So givers have a tendency to win. I've met with thousands and thousands of millionaires and multimillionaires in my life, and I will tell you that almost all of them are generous givers.
I've gone to the pound and I've helped with the dogs before. I was in a club that was a service-oriented club where we tutored or helped with the community. I give to my church every week because I believe you're supposed to tithe 10% of all of your income.
Well, I take my little sister to school. I use my gas money to get her to school, so I guess I'm giving to her.
Last year on Saturdays, I would go to the public library and help set up for things they do for kids.
I'm trying to help my grandparents out because I live with them by giving them some money to help with bills, and I take my little sister to softball.
I like to give back to my church a lot in that community, and we do a couple of charities sometimes twice a year for the Boys and Girls Club, where we just take a portion of our income, family as a combined, and just donate it.
Just like helping out a friend whenever in need.
I help out at my church, volunteer, and teach to 3 to 5 year olds and offerings at church.
I volunteer weekly. I tutor kids at my church, anywhere from elementary to like middle school levels. I also mentor young girls at my church in middle school, and we just kind of help them and share some of our experiences to help them make through their hard experiences.
I've done community service. I donate money sometimes, help out with kids and stuff, and just like to teach them.